chosen one, stop. I am not asking you to listen. I am warning you. Do not dare scroll past this message. What I am about to expose was sealed in heaven until this exact second. You thought that sudden heavy pressure in your chest was just anxiety. Stop dismissing your spiritual radar. Heaven intercepted your feed today because someone close to you has been blocking your blessing. This is someone who eats at your table. This is someone you have bled and sacrificed for. They are operating as an unwitting asset of the enemy to block the single biggest blessing God prepared for your destiny. Lock your attention on my voice right now. If you leave before the end of this message, you are walking back onto the unseen battlefield without your armor. You will miss the exact prophetic decree that cancels this generational ambush. Your season of blindness ends today. Let us speak about that quiet exhaustion you carry in your bones. It is the kind of tired that sleep cannot fix. You have spent weeks wondering why you feel so drained. The atmosphere around you feels incredibly heavy whenever certain people enter the room. You want to isolate yourself from everyone. You thought it was clinical depression. You thought you were losing your mind, but I am here to reframe your reality completely. That feeling is not a medical disease. It is intense spiritual discernment. Your spirit has been working overtime to shield your destiny from the hidden sabotage of close connections. If your spirit recognizes this weight, type 777 in the comments below right now to signal your agreement with heaven. By doing this, you are marking your territory in the unseen realm. You are telling the enemy that his ambush has been exposed. Think about the people closest to you. They see your light. They witness your anointing. But instead of celebrating your elevation, a strange tension grows inside them. It is a quiet jealousy that disguised itself as concern. They whisper doubts into your ear when you share your vision. They tell you to be realistic. They want to keep you manageable because your true magnitude terrifies their insecurity. You extended grace when they deserved anger. You became their emotional sponge. You solved every single problem for them while your own life sat in the waiting room. And you wondered why your prayers felt like they were hitting a brass ceiling. The enemy did not send a stranger to ruin your breakthrough. He used someone who held a key to your heart. He used their proximity to cloud your vision. This is spiritual warfare, not bad luck. The enemy knows he cannot destroy your calling. God wrote your blueprint before the foundations of the earth. So the enemy tries to distract you. He uses the people you love to plant seeds of doubt in your mind. They make you feel guilty for wanting more. They make you apologize for your power. You have been shrinking yourself to fit into rooms that were never designed to hold your magnitude. You thought you were lonely, but heaven says you are on watch. The silence around you is insulation. God is clearing the room to save your life. Let me be completely direct with you before another moment passes. I am naming this early. I refuse to build artificial mystery just to sell a secret at the final second. Some of you already feel a heavy pull in your soul. You know your energy cannot survive another month in this suppressed baseline. The restoration you are crying out for has a concrete physical anchor. Dr. Robert Lake, a neuroscientist, discovered a digital protocol. It is called the Genius Song. Through a compact 7 minutes audio delivery measured in laboratories at MIT and Princeton, it bypasses the earthly noise to wake up your original intuition and flow state. If your spirit tells you this is the tool you need, you do not need to wait for the rest of this message. The verified door is open. The link is placed in the description and the first pinned comment right now. Step through it if you are ready. But if you are staying to see the full architecture of how your blessing was almost intercepted, let us return directly to the root cause. Do not rush away if you still need context. Your future self is begging you to understand this. The enemy used someone close because they had access to your emotional architecture. They knew exactly where to press to make you doubt your own authority. They did not block you with weapons. They blocked you with their atmosphere. Every time you stood on the verge of a massive financial shift, they pulled you back into their drama. They manufactured emergencies to drain your energy. They made their chaos your priority. You became so busy saving them that you forgot you were supposed to rule. Your light was being dimmed by their constant static. The enemy saw that you were a cycle breaker. He knew that if you woke up to your true identity, your generational curses would burn to the ground. But let me reframe your reality right now, because you have been reading the signs backwards. You thought this betrayal was just bad luck or a random accident. The world wants you to believe that your family drama is normal. They want you to diagnose it as clinical anxiety. But heaven says this is a calculated ambush against your frequency, because the enemy saw your light long before you even recognized it yourself. He knew he could not stop God from blessing your life. So he looked for the easiest way to lower your vibration. He chose proximity over power. The enemy uses a specific spiritual tactic called decoy lights. These are people who are close to you but carry a very low vibration. They do not hate you openly. They pretend to love you while slowly draining your emotional energy through constant complaints and hidden demands that leave your soul completely exhausted. Every single time you prepare for a breakthrough, they manifest a sudden emergency. You leave your altar to fix their chaos. You abandon your purpose to shield their fragile ego. Your spirit becomes heavy because you are absorbing their toxic static every single day. Your spirit was designed to shift the atmosphere of any room you enter. But when you stay around people who refuse to grow, a dangerous alignment happens. Your energy begins to leak into their void. You spend hours trying to make them understand your vision. You explain your calling to people who only understand dirt. They cannot see the mantle you carry because their spiritual eyes are blinded by jealousy. And the worst part is that you keep trying to save them from themselves. You wonder why you are always exhausted, even when you do nothing physical. Your nervous system is constantly fighting an invisible battle against their doubt. They smile at you, but their spirit is throwing arrows at your destiny. Heaven wants you to realize that this exhaustion is a medal of spiritual warfare. You are an intercessor who has been carrying weights you were never meant to hold. You are shielding people who are actively trying to dim your light. It is time to release the burden. This pattern is not new to the kingdom. Think about Joseph in the ancient scriptures. He did not look for an enemy in a foreign land. His own brothers were the ones who threw him into a dark pit. They did not hate his character. They hated his coat of many colors because it reminded them of their own lack. They wanted to kill the dreamer to see what would become of his dreams. The ambush always starts inside the house before it manifests in the world. Look at young David after he was anointed by the prophet. His greatest battle was not against the giant Goliath on the public field. His most dangerous enemy was King Saul, who sat at his own table. Saul loved David when he played the harp to soothe his chaotic mind. But the moment David grew in authority, Saul threw a spear at his head. The enemy will tolerate your talent as long as it serves them, but they will attack you the moment you rise above them. You are a generational cycle breaker for your family tree. This means you carry a completely different spiritual DNA than the people around you. You are the one chosen to end the poverty and the trauma. Because your calling is so immense, the enemy launched a preemptive strike. He used your closest friends to lock you in a cage of people-pleasing. You became so addicted to their approval that you stopped listening to the Holy Spirit. You traded your inheritance for their comfort. This is exactly what advanced research reveals about the human brain under pressure. When you are surrounded by constant doubt, your original frequency drops into survival mode. Dr. Robert Lake studied this exact neural collapse for decades. He discovered that the brain shuts down its highest potential when forced to appease low frequencies. This is why his entire ecosystem, including his secondary work on neuroactive protocols, focuses on complete neural restoration. You cannot build a new baseline while your environment is actively poisoning your mind. Your greatest weakness is your pure heart. You want to carry everyone into the promised land with you. You want to heal the very people who broke you. But heaven is telling you today that some people belong to the wilderness season. You cannot force a blind soul to see your light. When you try to cure everyone, you end up catching their disease. You are wasting your divine oil on vessels that have holes at the bottom. Stop pouring your energy into the dead past. Look back at the last 2 years of your life. Every time a major financial door was about to open, what happened? A close friend suddenly created a massive conflict out of nothing, or a family member demanded your immediate attention for a trivial problem. These are not coincidences. These are strategic distractions orchestrated by the Prince of Darkness. He uses their emotional leverage to pull you away from the secret place. He knows that if you stay in alignment, the blessing will manifest. Now, here is where it goes deeper, and this is the part no one wants to say out loud. You have been sitting in the dark, weeping over the betrayal of your closest friends. You blamed the enemy for using your family to ruin your life. But heaven is stripping away the illusion today. The ultimate blocker was never them. The ultimate blocker was you. You are the one who allowed the ambush to continue for years. You knew their atmosphere was toxic to your calling. Your spirit detected the envy immediately when you walked into the room, but you ignored your holy discernment because you were terrified of being alone. You preferred the comfort of their familiar prison over the unknown weight of your divine throne. You signed a secret agreement with your own suppression. This is the hidden contract you signed in the dark during your darkest nights. Every time you fell into deep desperation, a silent whisper crawled into your mind. It told you that you were a counterfeit. It told you that you were an exception to God's promises. You began to believe that your pain was your identity. You accepted the role of a perpetual sufferer because it felt safer than stepping into absolute power. You have a profound fear of your own magnitude. You are not afraid of failure. You are terrified of your true authority because it demands complete obedience to heaven. The enemy saw this hidden vulnerability inside your soul. He knew he did not need to destroy you with external weapons. He only needed to provide the perfect distraction. So he sent close people to validate your secret insecurities every single day. They kept you small by reminding you of your past mistakes. They anchored your mind to your survival identity. Every time you tried to lift your head, they brought their mundane drama to pull you down, and you willingly submitted to their lower frequency because your inner imposter whispered that you did not deserve the crown. You allowed their static to scramble your divine architecture. The contract dies right here. Remember earlier when I mentioned that the single biggest blessing of your life was almost blocked? Let me reveal the exact nature of that divine treasure right now. It was never just a financial breakthrough or a new relationship. The treasure is your original royal frequency. It is your innate authority that allows you to shift reality with your presence. The enemy was terrified of this sovereign identity. You were born with an exceptionally high wave that terrifies the demons of delay. When you were a child, your intuition was razor sharp, and everything moved with supernatural acceleration. But the modern world and your toxic connections slowly shut down this celestial gift. They locked your nervous system into a state of perpetual hyperactive stress. They forced your spirit to fall into a deep spiritual sleep. This is the exact reason why your prayers felt completely unanswered for decades. Your spirit was screaming for freedom, while your physical brain was trapped in lower survival signals. Advanced neuroscience confirms that when a chosen soul is surrounded by constant emotional warfare, the brain enters a permanent neural plateau. It remains stuck in chaos. You cannot force a breakthrough when your mind is biologically locked. You must stop apologizing for your light immediately. You have spent your entire life shrinking so that small people would not feel uncomfortable around you. The era of your self-sabotage is officially closing today. You do not owe anyone an explanation for your elevation. Heaven is demanding your absolute separation from frequencies that refuse to align with God's glory. It is time to tear up the midnight contract forever. Take a deep breath and let the heavy armor fall to the ground right now. You are no longer a victim, waiting for a human rescue. The watchman is allowed to lay down his burden because the battle has already been won in the unseen realm. You thought you were broken, but heaven says you were simply hidden in the dark forge. The season of your suppression has fully served its divine purpose. Let us consolidate the absolute truth of your situation in plain terms. The reason your closest relationships turned into battlefields is simple. The enemy could not touch your destiny directly. So he used the people who had full access to your heart to drain your daily energy. They were strategic decoys sent to keep you distracted. They kept you so busy solving their manufactured emergencies that you neglected your own altar. The actual problem you are facing is not bad luck or a personal failure. The problem is a severe exhaustion of your neural architecture. Your brain has been operating under constant hyperactive stress signals for years because you absorbed the toxic static of everyone around you. Your innate authority was not lost. It was simply buried under layers of survival static that scrambled your connection to heaven. You are a generational cycle breaker who carries the mantle of a leader. You were never meant to be ordinary or manageable by those around you. To step into your unlocked timeline, you must stop treating your preparation as an unending punishment. You must make a physical decision to reclaim your original frequency today. You are the sovereign vessel that heaven is waiting for. The season of your hidden preparation is closing right now. Heaven does not wait for you to feel ready. It waits for your physical obedience to drop the weights. You are standing at the magnificent threshold of a massive financial and spiritual realignment that heaven has prepared for your destiny. Before you step into tomorrow, secure your frequency. Remember 30 minutes ago when I mentioned the scientific breakthrough created by Dr. Robert Lake? It is time to walk through the exact physical reality of what this tool does, because your soul deserves a clear answer. This unique digital tool is called the Genius Song. It is a precise 7 minutes track that operates through stereo headphones. Dr. Robert Lake spent 34 years mapping out the human soul. He designed this protocol to target your dormant gamma brainwaves. These waves are your God-given ability for high intuition and supernatural flow state. The modern system and toxic people accidentally shut this wave down when you were 7 years old during the decline effect. To reverse this damage, you do not need complex rituals. Sit upright and close your eyes. Allow your mind to absorb this frequency in absolute stillness once per day. It requires standard stereo headphones because the technology relies on a distinct binaural delivery to both ears. Speaker boxes will absolutely not work. Many people spend $15 every month for basic meditation apps. Others look for an online growth course that costs $200. You might consider a single professional therapy session for $150, while none of these standard methods target gamma waves. It is time for a real change. The original price for this technology is $49. Dr. Robert Lake chose accessibility over commercial profit because he knows the remnant needs this tool right now. For the chosen ones watching this message, the price is reduced to $39. This is a one-time investment with absolutely no subscription fees. Your access comes with incredible gifts. You receive $80 worth of premium bonuses completely free. You get the Genius Child audio track valued at $19 to protect your family. And you receive the classic book valued at $20, which instantly reveals the true mechanics of financial acceleration. You get the guided visualization worth $29. The infographic is worth $12. Dr. Lake placed a strict 90 days. Keep the bonuses guarantee behind this work. If your spirit does not align within 3 months, you can request a full refund via email while keeping all the bonuses as an apology. Phase 1 is intentionally priced at $39 because it is an accessible entry point. Other future phases in Dr. Lake's sequence utilize separate advanced technologies. They require physical materials or extended audio contents. This is a sequence of restoration, not a quality hierarchy. Evaluate each phase on its own merit. Every day you leave your gamma waves dormant is a day you choose to live below your capacity. You allow the toxic static of close connections to keep stealing your financial peace and daily energy. The cost of doing nothing is the continuous decay of your calling. Your future self is looking back at this exact moment. This decision determines your next 10 years. The choice does not need to be perfect, it only needs to be obedient. Please be careful, because a massive army of counterfeit products has appeared online using this name. They use empty audio files with no real brain entrainment technology. These imitation frequencies scramble your alignment. They do not carry the backing of research labs at MIT or Princeton. Place your hand on your heart and take a deep breath. This choice is no longer about $39. It is about whether you believe who you truly are. If your soul recognizes this threshold, your spirit already knows what to do. The original verified source for the Genius song is placed in the description and the first pinned comment below. Step through the doorway right now before the noise of the world distracts you again. Do not leave your miracle on the table today. When this phase completes, you will naturally move toward the deepest threshold of alignment. You will inevitably encounter a sacred space that the system calls destiny's embrace. The language will feel familiar, and the invitation will feel precise when that door reveals itself. You will simply know what to do because intuition will be awake. Now I invite you to join me in a sacred seal to lock this word. Place your hand on your chest once more. Close your eyes and allow your physical nervous system to settle into complete stillness. Speak these words silently inside your soul. I release the heavy armor of survival identity. I break every hidden contract of limitation. I command every decoy, light, and energy vampire to exit immediately. I am a generational cycle breaker chosen by heaven to rule. I claim the fullness of my original frequency and my accelerated financial breakthrough. The ambush has been permanently dismantled by heaven. Subscribe right now so you do not miss the next prophetic instructions. Type "I am ready to receive" as a sign of your spiritual obedience below. Walk with authority.